It is Wednesday, April 22nd, and we are going to be doing Lesson 3 in your math books, Chapter 11. Make sure you have your Chapter 11 math book and turn to Lesson 3 as we begin our lesson. Also, make sure you have a pencil, an eraser, crayons, and a couple of school tools that you use in the classroom if you have them handy, a pair of scissors, a glue stick, and that's probably good enough for today. So we're going to go ahead and begin with our friend, and we are going to be learning about comparing objects today. So how can you solve problems using the strategy, draw a picture? I'll pay more attention this time.
Hello! Charlie and Cher are keeping me company here in the chicken coop. We've been watching two of the petting zoo workers clean up the chicken coop. They just stepped out to get a bucket and some new hay. Let's see what they were using to clean up. Click the nest near Charlie. They were using shovels. They left them right here. Charlie says the red shovel is shorter than the blue shovel. Cher says the blue shovel is longer than the red shovel. I wonder which shovel is shorter and which shovel is longer. I'd like to know. Let's learn more.
David has two pencils of different sizes. How can David compare the pencils? To find out which pencil is longer, the ends must start from the same place. Let's line up the ends of both pencils on the line. Click to line them up. How can we tell which pencil is longer? The blue pencil goes out farther than the red pencil, so the blue pencil is longer. Now let's compare the pencils to see which one is taller. To find out which pencil is taller, we must move them so they start in the same place. Let's stand the pencils up on the line. How can we tell which pencil is taller? The blue pencil sticks up farther than the red pencil, so the blue pencil is taller. Use the line to compare the lengths of two crayons. How should we place the crayons? These ends of the crayon should start at the line. Click to move the blue crayon so the end is on the line. Now click the orange crayon so the end is on the line. Is the blue crayon longer than, shorter than, or the same length as the orange crayon? Select the correct answer.
Okay, think about it for just a moment. Take a look at the blue crayon. Do you think it is longer than the orange, shorter than the orange, or the same length? Say your answer. If you guessed shorter.
That's right. The blue crayon is shorter than the orange crayon. Now select the longer crayon.
So which one is longer? If the blue is shorter, then that would mean the orange is longer.
That's right. The orange crayon is longer because it goes out farther from the line than the blue crayon. Now let's practice with the personal math.
All right, so now we're going to take a look at our pages in our math book. And you should be on page 477, chapter 11, lesson 3. All right, so the first set of instructions says compare the lengths or heights of two classroom objects and then draw the objects. So what I want you to do is to take maybe one of your crayons and maybe your scissors, or you can take the crayon and the glue stick and go ahead and place the first one. We're going to take a look at the lengths. So I want you to lay them along this line right here. So I can't show you my objects, so I'm going to draw them. So just again, lay your scissors. You can put the end of the scissors here and then the end of a crayon here and lay them, have them go across and compare the lengths. Which one is longer? Which one is shorter? Okay? And then remove one of the objects, take maybe the scissors away, and now bring the glue stick. And take your crayon that you had here, move your crayon over here and have it standing up like this. And then next to it, put the glue stick. And compare. When you compare, look to see which one is longer, which one is shorter, and which one is taller right here. So over here is how much it was longer or shorter. Here it's shorter or taller. And then it says to draw the objects. Now you can't draw both. You can't draw objects here and here, so we're just going to do it here. And what I'm going to do is just draw maybe a crayon, and you can go ahead and, I have a problem here. Let's see, the crayon here, and I'm going to go ahead and draw maybe a crayon that's about this big. And you can just copy mine if you don't have objects with you, or you can do your own objects. Okay, so here's my blue crayon. I can color it in if I want to later. Okay, and yikes. And then we're going to draw maybe a glue stick. And my glue stick is bigger, taller. Whoops. Oh, that's not a very good job. Let's see if I can erase that. I'm going to erase that. Let's try that again. Okay. We're going to do a glue stick straight up about that tall. Your glue stick might actually be shorter than your crayon or whatever your object is. Okay. And that's the top of the glue. All right. So looking at mine, we're going to use my objects to speak in complete sentences to compare the heights of the two objects. So repeat after me. My blue crayon is shorter than my glue stick. My glue stick is taller than my blue crayon. All right, now we're going to go ahead and move to the next page. Turn to the next page. And the directions for this page are: find two small objects. Place one end of each object on the line here. So now we're basically doing the same thing we did on the other page, but now we will be drawing those objects. So we're comparing the lengths, longer, using the words longer, shorter, or the same length. It says here to draw the objects. So what I'd like you to do, since we did on the other page, let's see here. I'm going to come down and we'll look at that one. Okay. So what we're going to do, since we did taller, let's see, we'll go ahead now and we're going to draw objects here along this line. And we're looking at our new vocabulary of longer or shorter. So we're going to draw, let's do a pencil. And you can go ahead and lay your pencil this way. Maybe your pencil comes out to about here, might be pretty long. And then I want you to put a pair of scissors, if you have a pair of scissors or a glue stick. And you can put that here and lay it on your paper. Now looking at the two objects, your pencil should be longer than your scissors. So we're going to go ahead now and draw that. So remove the pencil, remove the scissors, and we're going to do a pencil and we're going to bring it way out here. We're going to put a point, bring it back. This is our pencil. Make sure you start right on the line, don't go past the line. And then we're also going to do the eraser right here. So it looks more like a pencil, and we'll color that in red where the eraser is. Okay, and put that little silver here. So that is our pencil, and you can even color this silver if you want to match. Okay, and then now we're going to attempt to draw scissors. So we're going to come out maybe about right there. Okay, whoops. Uh-oh, I didn't do that right. We're going to have our, well, I guess we could do. We'll pretend our scissors are closed instead of opened. Okay, usually a little dot here where they are joined together. And then we're just going to draw the fingers where we put our fingers like this. And then a little bit smaller one here. So we usually have one big one for our thumb and a little one for our smaller fingers. Okay? Or we put our 2 fingers in there. So that is, those are scissors. Our scissors and our pencil. All right, go ahead and repeat after me. My pencil is longer than my scissors. My scissors are shorter than my pencil. Okay, now moving on to the next page. Now we're doing height again. So now we're going to be talking about which one is taller, which one is shorter, or which is the same length. Since we did taller and shorter on the first page, we're going to go ahead now and do something different. I want you to see if you can find 2 objects that are very close in height. That means they're about the same length. So probably your crayons. If you can find 2 crayons that are about the same height, go ahead and lay them on the paper now. Make sure that they are lined up where this line is. Don't go past the line. Lay it right here and have them come up, and hopefully they're about the same height. And then we're going to go ahead and draw those. Even if you couldn't find them, that's okay. I'm going to do a red crayon. This is my red crayon. And I'm going to put that circle in the middle where it has the word crayon written, but I'm not going to write crayon. And this is my red crayon. Okay. And then you can use your blue crayon to draw a blue crayon. I'm going to come up. Again, I'm not coloring them in because it's too hard for me. I'm just trying to make it look a little bit like a crayon. And we want them to be about the same height. Might need to bring this one up a little bit higher. There we go. So we can see now if we draw a line, I think that's going to be great. If we draw a line up here, oh, mine's a gray line. It's not showing very well. You might want to use black. See if I can get black in here. Oh no. Forget that. Okay. So we're just going to stick with maybe this one. Here we go. We'll go across there. That's a little bit better so you can see. So we can see that our 2 crayons are the same height. So repeat after me. My red and blue crayons are the same height. Now we're going to move on to our very last page today, which is a mid-chapter checkpoint. So we're going to go through. I am not going to put the answers down because I want you to have a moment first to do it. So we're going to actually we'll do each one at a time. So the first one, number 1, says to make a cube train that is shorter than the one shown. So what I want you to do is to stop the video, and I want you to draw a cube train that is shorter. When you are done doing that, then resume this, hit the play again, and check your answer. So I'm going to go ahead now, and I'm going to draw a cube train that is shorter. And we don't have to do very many as long as we show it is shorter than this one. So there is my cube train. I'm only doing 3. You can do 4 maybe. Just make sure you didn't go past this. If your cube train is longer than this blue one, then you need to erase it and correct it. Now take a look at numbers 2 and 3. Number 2 says circle the crayons that are about the same length. So you're going to look at this one, and this one. Which two are the same length? Point to them. And if you picked this one and this one, that is correct. And you can go ahead now and circle the crayon, or I'm just going to go ahead and cross it out. I'm going to put an X here and an X here because these two are the same length. Number 3, circle the crayon that is shorter. So let's take a look. Now, let me see. I guess I can circle. We want to follow the directions. It's a little bit harder for me. Okay, number 3. So which one of these two red crayons? Circle the crayon that is shorter. So you have to know the difference. Which is taller, which is shorter. Point to the one that's shorter. If you picked this one, that is correct. Go ahead and circle it now. And it's shorter because it's not as tall as this one. Now we're going to come down to the very last part, number 4. Choose all the sets with 2 pencils that are about the same length. So what we're going to do, we are going to circle the ones that are about the same length, and you can cross out the ones that are not. So again, you might want to pause the tape, pause this lesson, go ahead and do this yourself, and then come back to check your answers. So for number 4, these are not the same length. Those should be crossed out. These are the same length, so you fill in the bubble. These are not the same length. Cross them out. These are the same length. You fill in the bubble. Okay, and if you got them all right, you can come up to the top and give yourselves a big star. Draw a star at the top. And go ahead and pat yourselves on the back and say, good job, me. And that concludes our math lesson for today, Wednesday, April 22nd. I hope you enjoyed comparing objects, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.